スタッフになった君にはこの遊園地のことをよく知ってもらわないといけないね。
Oh my god. Hello everybody, hi. I know. For those in the Discord, you're like, what is this? This is not the agreed upon game. Because I thought about it when I woke up. I was like, okay, I have to go out later. And usually how the streams go with, The Legend of Heroes can easily sink like 5 hours into that game without even realizing. And around the time that we're supposed to go out, I might only realize how long I've been playing once it's like time to head out. And I do want to have at least some time, you know, prepare to go out and not be scrambling around. And then it was pretty much the same thing with everything else that I considered. Like, especially Neverness to Everness. Because, like, literally, I'll just be, like, going around doing stuff. And then I'll just see up above, it'd be like, oh, you've been playing for over 3 hours straight. And I'm like, oh, goddamn. Again? And then I also thought of Long Gone Days, but then I was like, it's also in the same situation as, well, not entirely, but with the Long Gone Days, it's like always hard to like pick a really good ending spot, because that's just how interesting it is. Also, yeah, no model today because it'll also make it easier to, what is it? What's the word? Shut things down. There we go. That's what I wanted. So yeah, that's why we're playing this, and I have no model today. Oh fuck, 1 second, I forgot. Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm also eating breakfast, so please bear with me. Okay. Wait, hold on. I knew it. Because I wanted to make it bigger for myself, but then I was like, if you do that, you do realize you're gonna have to resize it again. Like, fuck. All for the sake of my own comfortability. I did so. I saw pastel attractions, automatons behind counters, and of course, a prominent fountain. What exactly am I looking for?
そのまま。
Monsieur Hugo snapped his fingers. I didn't blink. What? What just happened?
ここは魔法でできた遊園地でね。園長である俺の意志で消すことができるんだ。
Sorry, I'm like munching on my breakfast, so I can't read everything.
実在するもの以外はだけれど。
He gestured to the carousel and automatons.
遊園地を自在に出し入れできるなんて便利なようだけれど、現実も幻想もすべて一緒に動く必要がある。だから、俺たちの行動は制限されているんだ。マネージと行けるところは限られているからね。
He shrugged. That certainly sounds complicated. Reality and fiction are all merging together in one place. It sounds like something out of a storybook. Must be hard having to live it, though. I'll do everything I can to awaken my magic and free you all. I promise.
ありがとう。そう言ってもらえて嬉しいよ。じゃあ、早速だけれど、君の中に眠る魔法を覚醒させてみようか。
Already? I had expected it to happen so soon.
ああ、ごめんね。心の準備がまだだったかな。
I'm not quite sure, really. You know what? Nah. Fuck it. We ball. No, I'm okay. I answered as firmly as I could.
いい返事だね。君の魔法を覚醒させるために、僭越ながら俺がエスコートさせてもらうよ。君は無意識のうちに魔法の力を眠らせている。それを少しずつゆっくりと起こしていこう。目を閉じて集中して自分の内に秘めた魔法に意識を向けるんだ。何か感じるかい？
There's a light. I can see it.
それは目覚める可能性がある魔法だね。さあ、手で触れて集めてみて。
Honestly, I wish I had the touchscreen.
準備はいいかい？
Wait, where is it? Where is it? There.
そのまま続けて。
Come on, work with me.
いい調子だね。
Yeah, this would be so much easier if I, didn't subject myself to using a controller. Ah, the The light's gone.
集中力が切れてしまったようだね。無理もない。とても繊細な作業だから。最後に集めた魔法を目覚めさせよう。魔法が中心にまとまった瞬間にタイミングよく刺激するんだ。うまくいけば覚醒するはずだよ。
I'll try. Close enough.
君の頑張りには目を見張るばかりだ。
I'm finished. I don't feel very different though.
それはそうだよ。魔法をわずかに覚醒させただけだからね。実感はないかもしれない。でも完璧だったよ。初めてで成功させるなんて、君はすごいな。ご褒美は何がいい？キスでいいかな。
What?
まだ早かったかな。
Only after I had heard his childish laugh did it hit me that he was teasing. So he has a playful side. Duly noted.
魔法は時間をかけてゆっくり覚醒させていこう。地道な作業だから焦りが出るかもしれないけれど、無理は禁物だよ。
Yes, of course. Thank goodness. That's one less thing to worry about. The subject had always weighed heavily on my mind compared to my other concerns. I could feel the tension leaving my shoulders. You know an awful lot about magic. Is there another witch you're acquainted with?
いや、霊部から解放される方法を探すうちに自然と詳しくなったんだ。いろいろな書物を読んだりしてね。これほどの知識を身につけるまで長い道のりだったな。
That makes sense. The reason I'm here must be because he's tried everything else. Monsieur Hugo stared off into the distance. His elegant smile soon returned, though.
さて、そろそろ遊園地の裏側に案内しよう。契約の話もあるし、他のスタッフにも君を紹介しないとね。さあ、マドモアゼル、こちらへ。
Thank you. I followed closely behind. Oh, that's right. Shortly after we left the carousel, I remembered something very important. May I ask a question?
一つでいいのかい？君の質問にならいくつでも答えるよ。
His perpetual eloquence was something I would have to get used to. Thank you, but just one is enough for now.
そう。それで聞きたいことというのは？
It's about your carrot. Ooh! 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 What happened to my voice? Ah! Let me hydrate. Ooh, that was a massive voice crack. mean, it is understandable. I haven't talked till I got on stream anyway. This is aware of your carousel. Are you aware of any music boxes based on its likeness? He tilted his head in thought. I'm referring to one my late father gave me before he passed. It looks just like the carousel here. It's not just a passing resemblance either. My father must have been. He was always a skilled craftsman. I've hit a dead end. If Monsieur Hugo never knew my father, then it all must have been a coincidence. I was certain there would have been some kind of connection, but I suppose that had all been wishful thinking. I apologize. I didn't mean to pry. It was just on my mind. He smiled at me. We'd only just met, and yet I felt an oddly familiar sense of calm wash over me. Conversations had never been my strong suit, but something about him is so inviting. That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. Oh, before long, we had arrived at a large tent-like building. I timidly stepped inside. The interior was many times larger than I anticipated. It had been furnished with all the essentials of a workplace: desks, tables, and shelves. The tall man I met the day prior quit back at Monsieur Hugo. Sorry. My nose keeps bothering me. Pleased to meet you. I'm Petty. I suppose we'll be co-workers from now on. Sergei. Sergei's expression was stone-like as he pulled a sheet of paper from the desk. Right, okay. The man's business-like demeanor quickly revived the anxiety I had only just rid of myself of. Monsieur Hugo patted him on the back. The edges of his lips twisted up into the shape of a smile. A smile it was, technically, in the most generous sense. I hate to be rude, but this somehow makes me even more uncomfortable. No, nothing.
君は期待を裏切らないね。
何を笑っているんだ、ヒューゴ。あなたがこうしろと言ったんだろう。
You, really don't have to force yourself on my account.
そうか。なら、元に戻させてもらう。
もうおしまいか。残念だな。
Sergei returned to his stoicism, much to the director's great disappointment.
契約書はこれだ。
I took the paper and scanned over it. Much of the language was difficult to parse, but I managed to decipher the main points. I'd only be employed for the time the Rev was present in Lunkborg. Magic was to be practiced before opening and after closing. The rest of my time could be used at my own discretion. What does my own discretion mean?
ここで過ごしてもいいし、家に帰ってもいい。どう時間を使うかはあなたの自由だ。
I'm being paid though, aren't I? It hardly seems fair that all I do is practice magic.
だが、そういう契約だ。違ったか、ヒューゴ。
いや、合っているよ。君には魔法の覚醒に専念してもらいたいんだ。
I see. The arrangement didn't sit right with me, even if that was technically what I'd agreed to. He may insist, but still... Isn't there a way I could help with work around the park?
魔法の覚醒と遊園地の仕事、どちらもやるつもりかい？
I'm going to be working late. Nope. If I'm going to be working here, I'd like to be of some use at least. Don't know how here translated into late, but here we are. That's okay.
いや、負担にならないのなら素敵な提案だよ。ああ、でも制服が。
それなら問題ない。用意がある。
Sergei swiftly retrieved a uniform from a dresser. Majority of the uniform was a beautiful white and pink affair, patterned with stars that contrasted brightly against the colors. It even came with a matching cap and boots. It's beautiful.
別にあなたのために用意しておいたわけじゃない。常に不測の事態に備えているだけだ。
さすがセルジュ。君の用意周到さにはいつも頭が下がるよ。
あなたの期待に応えるのが私の仕事だからな。
Sergei handed me the clothes, then set about amending the contract.
これで要件は満たしたか。問題がなければ契約書にサインを。
Thank you. I gave the contract one last look before signing my name.
確認した。これであなたはレーブの正式な一員だ。
来てくれてありがとう。改めて君を歓迎するよ。
I'm glad to be here. I bowed to them. Monsieur Hugo then exchanged glances with Sergei. The latter nodded back before looking out the door. Not looking to the door.
クララ、近くにいるんだろう。入ってきてくれないか。
A girl I recognized entered. It's the woman that I met at the gate. Okay, I must be hungry. If my mind is translating gate into gelato for some reason. Oh dear.
こんにちは。昨日会ったわよね。受付を担当してるクラだよ。
I'm Patty. I look forward to working with you.
彼女もスタッフとして働くことになった。着替えのために部屋を貸してもらえるか。
魔法の訓練だけじゃなくて遊園地の仕事もしてくれるの？
内容はまだ決まっていないけれどね。やりたいと彼女から申し出てくれたんだ。
へえ、あなたって優しいのね。
Unfortunately, I'm useless when it comes to magic right now, so I want to do what I can in the meantime.
気に入ったわ。私の部屋はこっちよ。ついてきて。
Clara grinned from ear to ear. I held my uniform to my chest and followed her out.
これでよしと。うんうん。髪型も帽子の位置もバッチリね。
You think so?
大丈夫大丈夫。とっても可愛いわ。じゃあ戻りましょうか。
Yeah. Donned my new clothes, I followed Clara as she stepped out of her tent. Each of the staff apparently had one of their own. Meals and showers were shared, but living spaces were separate. Thank you all for your help, Clara.
お礼なんていいわよ。大したことはしてないし。それと、私のことはクララでいいわ。というか、ヒューゴさんとセルジュさん以外はみんな呼び捨てで大丈夫よ。年も近いだろうし。あなた年は？
17. The ripe age of 17.
本当？私も17よ。同い年ね。
Clara's eyes lit up.
レイブの女子は私だけだったから、あなたが来てくれてよかった。これから仲良くしてね。それと、敬語も必要ないから。
Right, yeah. I like that, Clara. If I sound so like, what's the word, disingenuous? Because I am. Because like, it just boggles my mind how people can just be like, oh yeah, you know, just act all friendly and familiar with each other even though we literally just met like a day ago. Like what? Like this always happens. In visual novels specifically. In Japanese created ones. It's like the MC is a female, they meet another female, and then suddenly they're like the best of friends. I'm like, huh? Clara gave me a gentle push on the back as soon as we made it back to the administrative tent. Huh? What's up? I looked around the room, which now included people I'd yet to meet.
みんな、紹介するよ。今日からレイブで働く新しい仲間だ。自己紹介をお願いできるかな、マドモアゼル。
Right. My name is Patty, and I'll be working with you all starting today. I'm technically a witch, but I can't use magic yet. I intend to help out while I get a handle on it. For as long as you're in Blancborg, at least. I'm going to do everything in my power to free you all. Despite how clumsy it was, the introduction garnered scattered applause. Can't say I have to do that very often. My heart's still pounding. I let out a sigh to calm my nerves. Meanwhile, the rabbit stepped forward and bowed.
僕の名前はリオン。短い間だけどよろしくね。ああ、僕の方が年下だと思うから呼び捨てで敬語は使わなくて大丈夫だよ。
Really? Okay, then, it's nice to meet you. Oh, what did he say, lion? I think it was lion. He must really love his job if he's already in costume. Next to him was the boy who'd performed yesterday, scowling in a most displeased manner. And that was it for his introduction. I get the feeling he doesn't like me. What gave it away?
業務について不明な点があれば、私かヒューゴに聞いてくれ。
I will.
もう間もなく開演の時刻だ。各自、準備を再開してくれ。
はい。
They promptly vacated the tent. Yes. Oh god. Sorry, I'm like very distracted right now. So much going on. Sergei returned to his desk and set about working on some documents. What now? As my eyes wandered for something to do, they met with Monsieur Hugo's. He smiled back cheerfully.
タイミングがなくて言えていなかったけれど、その制服とてもよく似合っている。髪型も可愛いね。
Thank you. Clara helped me tie it up.
清潔感があってスタッフにふさわしいね。そんな素敵な君に早速仕事をお願いしてもいいかな。
I do.
みんなの仕事ぶりを見学してきてもらいたい。見て回るうちにこの遊園地にもなれるだろう。興味のある仕事場から優先してもらって構わないよ。モチベーションは何よりも大切だからね。
I'll do that and try to stay out of people's hair.
よろしくね。じゃあ俺も出てくるよ。正門でお客さんを出迎えないといけないから。また後で会おう。まずはレイブを楽しんで。
Monsieur Hugo exited the tent, leaving only me and Sergei. Okay, where to go? Hold on, before we do that. Nope, that's the wrong one. Fuck. Now, if I recall, we should be on... configuration. There we go. see. Do we want to go to the gate, stay at the tent, go to the fountain? Teacups or the tents? Well, obviously, the gate is Hugo, staying at the tent is Sergey. The fountain is Krier. I think it is. Or it could be Lion. So the fountain and teacups is either or Lion and Krier. So why don't we hang out at the employee tents? You know, get familiar with it. Because it is one of the places we didn't really fully experience. I strode towards the staff tents, curious about how everyone got by around here. I know Clara's tent, but the others? They were all different colors, but other than that, there was no way to differentiate between whose was whose. My imagination ran amok as I wandered. Until... What was that? I could have sworn I'd just seen someone out of the corner of my eye. When I turned to look, though, there wasn't a soul to be seen. Although I surveyed around, the figure never reappeared. Maybe someone came by to grab something. Where to next? I've been all over, but there's still so many other places to see.
見学は順調かい?
I turned to see Monsieur Hugo. Monsieur, hello! I think I've seen about half of the park by now.
じゃあ、一息ついたらどうかな? そろそろお昼だからね。
Is it really? All of a sudden I felt very hungry. Where does everyone normally eat here?
俺たちはスタッフ用の食堂を使うけれど。
A childish smirk spread across his face.
君は屋台で食べたらどうだい? オートマタの仕事ぶりも見学しておかないとね。
Are you sure employees should be eating from them, though?
今日は特別だよ。ほら、俺の気が変わらないうちに行っておいで。
I suppose I will. He handed me a meal ticket. I took it over to the stalls. Oh, it smells wonderful. The warm aroma of cinnamon wafting off freshly fried churros made it impossible not to grin. I sat down on the edge of the fountain and took a satisfying crispy bite. The attractions, the performances, and even the food. I've never been to a more perfect amusement park. I was on the job, of course, but I was genuinely having the time of my life too. Everyone gets on with their lives just like the rest of us, and yet they're all trapped. It's so easy to forget. This place feels like a dream. Clouds began to gather that afternoon. The rain came soon after. Threads like silk poured from the sky without warning. The story went through the park as people ran for cover from the downpour. I hope it stops soon. I wasn't the only anxious one.
いつ晴れるかな。早くティーカップに乗りたいよ。
雨が止まなかったらもう帰るの？せっかく遊園地に来たのにつまんない。
Oh, whoops, I was supposed to read that. I'd feel so awful for the guests if this goes on all day.
君も雨は退屈かい？
No, I'm just worried about the guests.
心配は無用だよ。彼に任せておけばいい。
Monsieur Hugo directed me to Sergei with his gaze.
遠くの空は晴れている。
I followed his eyes skyward. He was right. The sky was only partly covered, and it seemed clear a little further off.
通り雨が去るまで私が対応しよう。
よろしく。期待しているよ、セルジュ。
ああ、わかった。
Sergei slowly and deliberately made his way across the pavilion. In the back was a piano. I'd assumed it was for decoration, but evidently not. After some short preparations, Sergei took a seat and placed his hands on the keys. There was a moment of stillness. Wow. A gentle melody began to flow from Sergei's fingers. The rain all but vanished thanks to his dulcet tones. Even the children were entranced. They couldn't help but listen. Just like that, the restlessness dissipated. It's beautiful. He plays so gently. I can't believe this is the same Sergei I met this morning.
セルジュの担当は経理だけれど、雨の日だけはこうしてパフォーマンスをするんだ。素敵な演奏だろ？雨は退屈じゃないと思わせてくれる。
You're right. The weather's the last thing on my mind right now. I almost wish it would last longer. Sergei played several pieces until the rain had well and truly passed. Each and every tune carried that same gentleness, that same tranquility. It was, in a word, beautiful.
皆さん、ご清聴ありがとうございました。
He bowed as the guest showered him in applause. The sky was clear and a perfect rainbow stretched across it.
素敵な演奏をありがとう、セルジュ。
The director offered his gratitude at once. I should say something too. Yeah, well done. His previously tender demeanor had seemingly vanished with the rain. So you play every time it rains?
来園者を退屈させるわけにはいかないからな。通り雨で帰られて、売り上げが落ちては困る。
His words betrayed just a little of the kindness I'd felt earlier. I'm sure profits are important for finances, but I get the feeling he likes to make people smile too. You were very good. Everyone was stunned silent.
昔に比べて腕
Oops. He looked down at his right hand. It really was a beautiful performance. And that must mean Sergei is a beautiful person. I'd like to think so, at least. He'd been somewhat standoffish at first, but now I realized he was only like that on the surface. The recital had changed my entire impression of him. I'll be here again tomorrow. Have a good night.
お疲れ様。気をつけて帰ってね。
I will. I ducked out of the administrative tent. The sun had set long ago and the stars were twinkling. I made it through my first day! I'd taken a look at everyone's jobs and my magic practice at closing had gone well too. I've got a long way to go, but I think I can say I'm proud of today. And I will be tomorrow too. I'm uttered to no one in particular. Contrasted against the stillness of the park, my self-encouragement sounded almost enthusiastic. Then I heard footsteps. I glanced around until I found someone loitering in the distance. Who is that? I didn't recognize him. Looked about my age, maybe younger. He must be an employee I haven't met yet, if he's here after hours. Looks like the Rev's uniform, too. Before I could say anything, though, the boy walked away. All right, I better get home. I exited through the gate and returned to familiar roads. Somehow, though, after a long day of work, they felt almost untrodden. It was the morning of my second day working at the Rev. After my early magic practice, I found Krier already in the administrative tent. He was in the middle of polishing some of his juggling equipment. Good morning, Krier.
Oh.
He responded without so much as a glance in my direction. There is definitely a wall between us. I retreated to a corner where I waited out the awkward silence. Clara's voice brightened the mood at once. Morning, Clara.
今日も顔が見られてよかった。初日で嫌になってもう来ないんじゃないかって心配してたのよ。
Not at all. Thank you for your concern, though.
何か困ったことがあれば言ってね。私たち一緒に働く仲間なんだから。
Her smile wiped away any remaining anxiety I had. Come to think of it, a question sprung to mind. Oh no, my voice is going again. There. Okay, that should be better, hopefully. The question sprung to mind. Hey, not that it's a big deal or anything, but I saw a boy about my age after closing last night. He seemed nice, but I didn't recognize him. He had on a uniform, so I was wondering if there was anyone else I haven't met.
優しそうな男の子？
Oh my god. Ah! Man, I really hate mornings. It's when my nose decides to bother me the most. And I'm like, stop! Just let me breathe. Clara put a finger to her chin and tilted her head.
一体誰かしら？ねえクリエ、心当たりある？
さあな。でも会ってないのってあいつだけだろ。
そうだけど、優しそうな男の子じゃないわよね。
冷血メガネのセルジュさんよりマシだけどな。
Clara turned back to me.
整備士のルシオールかもしれないけど、あなたの話と合わないのよ。他にスタッフはいないはずだし。後でヒューゴさんに聞いてみるわ。
Thanks. If even Clara doesn't know, who could it possibly be? Just then, Sergei ducked into the tent.
クリエはいるか？
ああ、ここにいるよ。
買い出しに行ってもらえるか？オートマタの修理をするのに部品が足りないとヒューゴに頼まれた。
休園日でいいだろう。午前のパフォーマンスだってあるんだし。
いや、急ぎで頼みたい。今日中に修理して明日には稼働させたいんだ。
いやでも新作の披露が。
悪いが選択肢はない。外に出られるのはクリエ。お前だけなんだからな。
Huh? I doubted my ears for a second. I thought everyone was trapped here. Is Krier the exception?
仕方ねえな。
部品のリストと代金はここに。
お、結構多いな。まあこの数なら1往復でなんとか。
ついでに紙とインクも頼む。
Krier grimaced dramatically.
出たな、ついで。この部品の数でついでなんてねえよ。
持ちきれると思ったか。
Sergei looked Krier up and down. Mostly down.
おいこら、人を見下ろすな。ついでにチビだから持ちきれないとか見下してるんだろ。
いや、冷静に分析していたところだ。
分析ね。で、その結果どうなんだよ。
Sergei looked my way. Me?
あなたにクリエの手伝いを頼みたい。
Of course. My voice shot up an octave out of surprise.
はあ？なんだよ、手伝いって。俺一人で十分だろ。
一人で持ちきれないというのなら二人で行くべきだろう。違うか？
それは違わねえけど、でもその子守なんかしたくねえっていうか。
I felt a prick in my chest. I couldn't use magic, and had only just begun working for the Rev. His appraisal of me wasn't as wrong as I would have liked it to be. Still, it hurts to hear.
ちょっとクリエ、なんてこと言うのよ。
お前には関係ないだろ。
あるわよ。それに彼女は子供じゃないわ。私たちと同じ17歳で大人なんだから。
同感だ。彼女は幼児ではない。子守という言葉は当てはまらないだろう。
そういう意味じゃねえ。役立たずの新人連れてっても邪魔だって話だよ。
Dead weight. I was well aware of how little I added to the team, but to hear it put so plainly was painful. Babysitting, dead weight. His harsh words weighed heavily on me, to the point I could scarcely even hold my head up to look the others in the eye. Okay, break time. I'm not gonna lie, that did not feel like 3 minutes. It did not feel like 3 minutes, what the fuck? But it's the truth. My chest swelled with suffocating self-pity. If I weren't such a failure of a witch, maybe I'd be worth something. Silence lingered in the room. Kriya was the one to finally break it.
ああ、もう分かったよ。ほら行くぞ新人。仕方ねえから手伝わせてやる。
He patted me on the back. My head shot up. You sure?
しけた面されてるとやる気が失せる。こき使ってやるから覚悟しとけ。
Of course.
最初からそうすればいいのに。
まったくだな。
うるせえ。
I saw the faintest hint of color on Krier's cheeks as he passed me by. Was he blushing?
クリエ、ここにいたのか。
Just as we were about to leave, though, Monsieur Hugo appeared.
オートマタの部品のことならも
ついでにブランデーを買ってきてもらえるかな。いつものチーズも頼むよ。
うまたついでかよ。
それと新しいチラシが届いたから配ってきてもらいたい。
Damn.
たく人使いが荒いな。
Here's hoping the air purifier can help. Ugh. Tired of sneezing.
頼りきりでごめんね。おかげで助かっているよ。
Pierre took the bundle of flyers from the director, then made another attempt to leave.
じゃあ行って。
クリエさん。
Lion, donned in his signature bunny costume, appeared next.
本屋さんで絵本を買ってきてほしいんだ。買い出しのついでにお願いできるかな。
A heavy sigh left his lips. I can probably tell what he's thinking.
あれ、僕変なこと言ったかな。
Pierre remained silent, so I spoke up for him. No, it's not you, Lion. What sort of book are you looking for?
僕、まだ読んでいない絵本が読みたくて、この町にしかない絵本があれば欲しいな。
Got it. I'll keep an eye out.
ありがとう。
He bowed politely, waved goodbye, then exited the tent. Clara and Monsieur Hugo followed.
俺たちも行くか。
Ray.
買い出しは俺の仕事とはいえ、ついでで散々パシられんのは納得いかねえよ。
Kira started complaining as soon as we were on our way. I can't blame him for feeling that way after what I saw. Is this typically how these shops go for you?
まあな。でも、セルジュさんより背が高かったらちゃんと言い返せると思うんだよ。
Is I relevant to the problem?
決まってんだろ。あの冷血メガネ。いつも俺を見下ろしやがって。
He continued to fume. That seemed to have been the last of his grievances. Oh, I should ask him that question I had. It was possible it was my only chance. How can you leave the park, Greer? I thought everyone in the Rev was trapped.
俺は例外なんだよ。
Really? I waited for a response, but it never came. If you're free, then why are you still with the Rev?
さあな。
He left no room for further prying. We soon reached the town. A number of shops lined Blancbourg's busiest street.
まずはオートマタの部品からだな。売ってそうな店は。
I think the general goods store up ahead sells them. I pointed a ways down the street.
そっか。お前はここに住んでるんだったな。その調子で俺の足を引っ張るなよ。
I'll certainly try. We quickly gathered everything we needed from the general store. Pierre surveyed the rest of the shop.
部品 外もあれば買いたいな。
I think I saw paper and ink.
じゃあ紙とインクと封筒を買っていくか。
Did they ask for? Here cut me off with an explanation.
用紙が足りなくなってるときは封筒もないことが多いからな。一緒に買っておいた方がいいんだよ。
That makes sense, yeah. Seems awfully considerate for someone who was grumbling just moments ago.
買ってくるからここで待ってろ。
Found myself admiring his initiative as he made for the counter. After finishing the director and Lion's requests, our luggage had expanded exponentially. After all that walking, too. It's hard to believe Kriya usually does this all by himself.
思ったより早く終わったな。おい新人、この辺りにあるっていうパティスリーを知ってるか？うまいアップルタルトを出すって評判らしいんだ。
Oh, you mean the pom or pomme? Bon, it's fairly well known. I've only been once myself.
そこだ。ポム・ボヌール。案内してくれ。
Can do.
すっげえいい匂い。
The sweet aroma of fresh tarts hits us the moment we open the door. Kriya was practically glowing. This was the best mood I've ever seen him in. So he likes sweets. That's a surprise. Still don't know why it's a surprise to know that he likes sweets. I mean, he's a person. Everybody's different.
この店のこと、レイブのお客さんに聞いてさ、ずっと来たいと思ってたんだ。期待通り、いや、期待以上って感じだな。まだ食べてねえけど。一つだけって決めてたけど、二つにするかな。本当はホールで食いたいけどな。
Hello? Controller? I'm like, why is the controller not? Has he always been this talkative?
よし、決めた。三つだ。お前はどうする？
I can get something too?
ここに来て食べないとかありえないだろう。ほらどうする？さっさと決めろよ。
I'll take a two then. Kira waved over an employee.
すみません。アップルタルトを5つお願いします。
Shortly after, our table was filled with apple tarts. Moist slices of the fruit rested on top of a toasty brown filling, which had been baked to perfection. Kira cut a generously sized mouthful and took a bite. I followed suit with similar enthusiasm. Mmm. We both swallowed and shared a glance. It's delicious. The fragrance complemented the sweetness of the adorning apples. Beyond that, the filling itself gave rise to a more sophisticated and complex flavor profile.
このクレームダマンド、最高だな。
And the raisins too. Not the raisins. Ew.
わかる、いい仕事してるよな。パイのサクサク感も最高だし、なんつうかこれは本当の本当に最高だ。
A pure, genuine smile spread across his face. I'd never seen anything like it. So that's what his smile looks like. I was so used to seeing him frown. His cheerful mood was almost contagious.
何笑ってんだよ。
You just have such a cute smile. Kriya's cheeks quickly turned a deep shade of red.
違うんだ。これはただアップルタルトが。
It's good, isn't it?
あ、いや。
He stuttered and floundered for a while, but it quickly turned to ire.
お前、新人のくせに先輩をからかうな。この店を知ってたからって調子に乗るなよ。たく、なんだよいい笑顔って。何やってんだよ、俺は。
His incredulity. Oh god. Incredulity turned anger faded with a sigh. We proceeded to eat in silence. The quietness stung all the more in the absence of our once good mood. I thought we were finally getting closer. I've got to find something to talk about before we go back right to how we were. I know a place that serves good macarons too.
ああ、マカロンか。あれもうまいよな。
I can take you there sometime if you'd like. They really are delicious.
お前、アップルタルトよりマカロンの方が好きみたいだな。
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
別に責めてるわけじゃねえよ。いいんじゃねえの、マカロンも。
Oh,
今度その店教えてくれよ。アップルタルト以外は詳しくないんだ。
his expression softened just a little.
ずっと気になってたんだけどさ。
Kriya quickly changed the subject.
お前の喋り方、どうにかなんねえのか。
I'm sorry, I just...
先輩に反論する気か。
No, sorry.
だから敬語やめろって。
Sorry.
あと俺のことはクリエって呼べ。同い年だってクララも言ってたしな。
Okay, thanks.
そうだ、それでいい。敬語は聞いてて疲れるんだよ。
This does mean we're closer, doesn't it? Or am I just wearing him out? I took the last bite of my dessert. We started on our way back to the Riv that evening. Pierre carried the newest addition to our load, a small box. He'd ordered a piece to take back with us. Is that for someone else?
ああ、
You laughing at that? Would he be offended if I asked who? Ultimately, I decided not to press him on it. I didn't want to squander what progress we'd made. Well, unless I just imagined all of it. Regardless, I felt like I understood him a little better. He was a good person who liked sweets. He's still mostly a mystery, but I'll consider it this a success. I walked next to him, distinctly aware of the invisible wall separating us. It was my third day at the Rev. I was setting about my duties just before opening time. Time to make some progress. No.
じゃあ始めようか。
I might in the future though. Skip it.
大丈夫、上手だよ。
Come on! Get them stars!
いい調子だね。魔法の光を捉えるんだ。
Oh, I fucked that up.
素
Ah!
晴らしいね。君の頑張りには目を見張るばかりだ。
We're filling up just a little more. I wonder if I'm getting any better. I was doing exactly as I've been told, but it was hard to tell if I was really improving. Then again, that too could be the fault of my own inexperience.
魔法の訓練中？
I turned around and met eyes with a yellow bunny, Lion. Just finished, actually.
毎日朝早くから大変だね。僕たちのためにありがとう。
I'm only following through on what I promised. Also, you're working just as hard as me.
僕も？
His ears dangled as he tilted his head. I've always admired your work ethic. You're in costume and the park isn't even open yet.
そうなのかな。
He didn't seem to understand. Perhaps he's simply become that accustomed to his own dedication. Were you inspecting the park or just going for a walk?
ああ、そうだった。僕、話があってきたんだ。あの絵本、君が選んでくれたんだよね。
Picture book? I searched my memory. I soon recalled the book I bought at his request during my outing with Krier. You said you wanted something new and unique, so I assumed the local author would be a safe bet.
うん、全然知らない絵本だった。絵がすごく綺麗だよね。表紙のユニコーンに見とれちゃったよ。
I remember feeling the same. The story is lovely too. Oh, but I apologize if it wasn't the sort of thing you like.
うんうん。お話もとっても面白かったよ。昨日の夜、何回も読み返しちゃった。
Really?
本当だよ。
I couldn't see his face, yet I had a feeling he must have been smiling.
僕のために絵本を選んでくれてありがとう。とっても。
Oops. I'm happy you like it. Thank you for saying so, Lion.
僕が感謝しているのに、君がお礼を言うなんておかしいね。
I couldn't help myself. I giggled along with him. Something about the gentleness of his voice soothed the soul. It's strange how much I feel I can trust him without having seen his face. Any anxiety I had regarding my magic had been swiftly dispelled.
うわ、ウサギだ。
ウサギさん、待って待って。
Children swarmed towards the lion, shortly after the park had opened.
わあ、みんな元気いっぱいだね。今日はいっぱい楽しんでいってね。お、
The park's only just opened too. Costume mascots were an interesting sight, regardless of who was behind the mask. But I had a feeling it only helped in Lion's case.
着ぐるみに夢中になってるとか。お前は子供か。
Krier was setting up for a show nearby. not the costume so much as it is Lion himself.
ああ、確かに不思議なやつだよな。四六時中あの格好だし。
Never? He shook his head placidly. Maybe work ethic really hadn't been the right way to put it.
俺、あいつの顔見たことないんだよ。多分他の奴らも同じじゃねえかな。
Was there some reason he didn't want to be seen, or was he simply attached to the costume? Now I'm even more curious about him.
で、お前はいつまで油売ってんだ？
Oh, I'm sorry. I left the fountain and hurriedly resumed the cleaning Monsieur Hugo had asked me to do. Finished up my evening practice and popped into the tent to say goodbye.
ああ、頼んでいた仕事は終わったのかい？
I was just about to leave.
帰りを遅らせることはできるかな？実は君を夕食に招待しようと思っていたんだ。
Dinner? Blinked in surprise.
前に少し話したと思うけれど、レイブにはスタッフ用の食堂があってね。いつも仕事を頑張っている君をぜひ招待したいんだ。
Well, I'm flattered, thank you, but I've only been here 3 days. Surely he was exaggerating my contribution.
まあ、それはそうなんだけれど、スタッフから君の評価が高いのも事実だ。特にリオンは君のことを褒めていたよ。夕食に招待しようと提案したのも彼なんだ。
It was?
普段の仕事ぶりはもちろん、絵本を買ってきてくれたことが嬉しかったようだ。レイブに囚われている俺たちにとって、買い出しで得られる娯楽は本当に貴重だからね。
In that case, I'm glad I put so much thought into his book. It overjoyed me to hear not only Lion's appreciation, but Monsieur Hugo's as well. People still appreciate me, even as I am now.
結論は出たかな？
Accept your invitation.
それはよかった。じゃあ食堂へ案内しよう。ついておいで。
On setting foot in the dining tent, I was greeted by the same pastel color scheme as the rest of the park. The staff awaited me there like a crowd anticipating a show.
あ、来てくれたんだね。
Thank you for inviting me.
そんな、僕は提案しただけだから。あ、席はね。
私の隣が空いてるわ。
I took Clara's offer. Priya and Sergei sat in front of me, while Lion was to my right. Still in costume, even for dinner. How does he eat in that? Perhaps they had costume-accessible options available. I could only guess, though, because the table was decidedly empty.
さあ、食事にしよう。
Monsieur Hugo took his seat. In fact, everyone had taken their seats. There was no one to cook. No people, anyway. Monsieur Hugo pulled out a small bell from his coat and rang it. The cupboard suddenly flew open, and dishes topped with cloches flew through the air. settling on the table all on their own. Sergei removed the top of one, revealing a full plate of terrine? How is this? My jaw dropped to the floor. More dishes landed, including a salad and several plates for everyone.
まだこれからだよ。
As if on cue, the lid lifted itself from one of the pots on the stove, and a ladle began scooping soup into bowls. Everything moved with an almost musical rhythm. Speechless shock transformed into joy. Next came baguettes flying from the oven. Knives followed suit, slicing the bread, and plates joined to serve them. The dash of salt and olive oil felt like a bit of a theatrical flourish at this point. And finally, the steak. That last dinner was served. I remember a scene like this in... no. I can't believe I really just saw it happen before my eyes.
デーブの食堂はどうかな?
That was amazing. It happened like magic.
まさにその通り。レイブの食事はすべて魔法で生み出しているんだ。
Is that true?
少し考えりゃわかるだろう。皿が空飛ぶと思うか？
ああ、知らなかったのか。では、屋台の食べ物のことも。
That's magic too? Sergei blinked at my sudden outburst before nodding slowly. It hit me that I hadn't seen anyone making deliveries for ingredients here. We hadn't stopped to buy any when I'd gone shopping with Krier either. I had no idea. If it had been obvious before, it was now. This really was a magic amusement park.
話は終わったか？じゃあ食べ始めようぜ。せっかくの料理が冷めちまう。
Oh, I'm sorry.
彼女は初めてなんだから少しくらいいいじゃない。
よくねえから言ってるんだよ。
温かいうちに食べてほしいってことだよね。
そういう意味じゃねえ。
じゃあ、クリエの気遣いを無駄にしないようにいただくとしよう。さあ、召し上がれ。
Forks and knives began clinking. I put some salad and terrine on my plate and tried a little. Tried a bite. Oh god. I've been reading everything. Oh my god. This is what happens when you're operating on 5 hours of sleep. Oh my god. It's good. Everything was lovely, from the texture and taste of the terrine to the freshness of the vegetables. I could hardly believe it hadn't been prepared in a kitchen. Magic is incredible.
不思議だよね。俺にも原理はわからないんだ。
You can't? But you did all this, didn't you? You had rung the bell at least.
いや、俺はベルで料理を注文しているだけで、シェフたちの仕事ぶりは知らなくてね。遊園地を出し入れするのと同じ。指示は出せるけれど、それだけなんだ。
Fascinating. Monsieur Hugo wasn't a witch after all.
料理の味はどう?
The food brought back to my attention. I resumed eating. Delicious.
そう、よかった。あ、こっちの のステーキも美味しいんだよ。
It's kind of weird. A full 5 hours of luxury. Yeah, for you. For you. But as I was going to say, it's interesting how life works. You know, one day you like steak, you like eating it, and then the next thing you know, you don't. It's not because like it tastes bad or anything, it's just, you know, for some reason it feels like a hassle to eat it. Lion picked up a knife with his mittened hands and cut me a piece.
どうぞ。
Thanks. I tried it at once. The meat was tender, and the sauce complemented it excellently.
よかった。お口に合ったみたいで。まだまだあるからたくさん食べてね。
My god, I'm hungry. I should have went out and bought a snack or something. The one time I wish I had somebody who could like deliver me food. Like they just like order food for me and have it delivered to me. Oh, if only. If only. I will. You eat up too. He poked a piece of steak with his fork and carried it to his mouth. Oh, that's right. Let his lion eat in that costume. Because I was not gonna say costume. I was so focused on magic I nearly forgot. I eyed him closely. Stick drew closer and closer. I couldn't believe my eyes. The steak, fork, and all passed straight through the costume and presumably into his mouth. I tried, but Domino's figured I was committing war crime. They never let you try again? He pulled the fork away. Say, come on! The head of his costume bobbed up and down like he was chewing. I could swear I could hear it too. There's no hole as far as I can see. How's he doing that?
お肉が柔らかくて口の中で溶けちゃうね。
Lion went straight for another bite. No? Really? That's so... Huh. Sorry, I was thinking about other things. I was like, oh wait, Edgar, you're still streaming. Fuck. The head popped again. I couldn't look away. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stare. He tilted his head in genuine curiosity. your costume. The food moves right through it. I was wondering how you do it.
おう、そういうことか。
He nodded.
僕にもよくわからないんだよね。
You don't know how you eat?
うん。特別なことは何もしていないから、僕もずっと不思議なんだ。
From the food to Lion himself, the Rev was just brimming with mysteries.
ねえ、僕の食べ方って変かな?
I guess it's cute. Yeah, you know, like you're like a character out of a picture book.
絵本のキャラクター。それっていいことなのかな?
Bro, I don't know. She's just saying shit. In my opinion, at least, it makes you fun.
そっか。楽しいんだ。ご飯を食べるだけでそう思ってもらえるなんて、なんだか嬉しいかも。
Beneath his mask, Lion giggled. You're right. I think I'm getting tired of the French. Was considering a DoorDash. It's CADD. Said, but I'm sure if that involved tipping stuff. Oh. I was like a CADD, but it would say. Thank you for the correction, because I was about to say, what the fuck is a CADD? A DoorDash card instead, but I'm sure if it's a little tipping. I don't know. You'd have to try and find out. You'll never know things unless you try it. And trust me, I would know. I tried a lot of things. Well, in terms of games. Alright, after dessert, dinner came to a close. Should I help clean up? Monsieur Hugo simply winked and rang his bell. The dishes glowed, and just like that, they were gone. Spotless. Grime-free. They then picked themselves up and returned to the shelves they'd come from. It reminded me of little birds going back to their nests. I caught myself giggling again. I hadn't expected dinner at the Rev to be such a spectacle.
今日は来てくれてありがとう。お話ができてとっても嬉しかったよ。
I like talking with you too. Thank you for having me.
また一緒に食事しましょう。レイブのご飯は無料だから遠慮はいらないわ。
I mean, it's a shitty thing to give if you still have to tip. I suppose. I'd like that. It was deep into the night by the time I left. I made my way to the gate with quickened steps. When I reached the teacups, I spotted a figure. It's him again! It was the boy I'd seen on my first day. I knew it. That's the Rev's uniform. I should talk to him. But before I could take my first step, though, he walked off. I missed my chance. You too slow! Move faster. Who on earth is that? Okay, but how can she not tell? Like, everybody has a distinct uniform color. Put two and two together, stupid. I'm sorry, I can't. It's just the fact it's like, it's so obvious who it is. And yet her dumbass can't put two and two together. It's not that hard. I only ever saw him late at night, never during the day. He couldn't have been a guest, and his uniform surely meant he was with the park. Sarah and the others don't know him, so maybe he's new like me. Mystery only deepened the more I thought about it. Oh no, just I'm telling you, these female MCs that they be writing, they drive me insane. Because I was intending to play Pio Fiore. And I was like, okay, so far she's okay. And then she I don't even know how to describe it. But basically, one of the characters, like one of the love interests, basically he can like lie to you with like a smile on his face, and he's like very insincere. Well, I won't say very, but basically I don't trust him. But her, she's just like, oh, he's so handsome, oh, he's so nice. And I'm like, honey, he's been like making he's been making, you know, some questionable remarks. Like, there was this one, I forgot what he said, but essentially it gave off the air of that he knew the main character before like all of this. Like they had like some history or whatever, and I'm like, do you not find that weird? Excuse me. And then there was some other stuff that he would say and do, and I'm like, how are you not seeing the red flags here? Like, why are you not questioning why he knows this stuff, why he's doing this stuff? And she's just it just drove me so insane that I just had to force quit the game. I could not stand it. Well, why are they all written with a terminal case of dumbness? I don't know. I truly do not know. Like, even when I was talking about Despair drops before, where yes, the MC still had that kind of case of dumbness, but it wasn't as bad compared to the MC of Pio Fiore. And I think the only reason why the MC from Despair Drops was tolerable is because the characters would continuously call her out for being a naive little bitch, because, you know, in their situation, as I mentioned before, okay, sorry, I thought I heard the front door. Because in their situation, they're basically on the run from people who wanted to lock them away forever. That's the best way I can describe it without giving away too much. So basically, they were criminals. And obviously, when you're a criminal on the run, you don't have the luxury to sit there and think about, oh, you know, I really shouldn't be eating this food from a place that we're crashing at because it belongs to somebody else. But that was all she would do. She would just be like, oh, I don't want to commit more crimes than I already have. And it's like, bitch, you need to survive. Especially since you didn't commit this murder that's been pinned on you. So you need to survive in order to clear your name. So you need to get over it quickly. And it's like she did but didn't. It was like, obviously it's more towards the end where she was, you know, starting to really accept that this was going to be her life now until she could clear her name. But in the beginning and somewhat in the middle, it was like, girl, wake up. Commit a little crime as a treat. And of course, you know, people are probably listening like, oh, if you feel this strongly about it, about these main characters, why do you continue to play these games? Well, yes, while the female main characters may be insufferable, sometimes, a lot of the times, or even just a little bit, I'm there for the story, the overall story, you know? So, I I'm willing to put up with these main characters if it means I get to experience the story as a whole. I mean, obviously, there are others. Like, another thing that I really dislike about these main characters that they do a lot is that they know a situation is dangerous. They know that they're completely fucking useless, and yet they still insert themselves into those situations saying, I have to go help him or her. I say her because Spirit Drops had a a female character you can romance. So yeah, you know, they're like, I have to go help, even though they're completely fucking useless in the situation. You're just gonna get yourself caught and make the situation worse. But no! Let's try to be a hero, you know? That's like one of the things I hate the most that they do. It's like, stop it. Can you just like think? Like actually sit there and think what you're going to add to that situation. Oh man. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, all female main characters need to be like, what am I looking for? But they always have to be like, yeah, I don't know what the word for it is, but basically like where they're like, I guess cynical? Yeah, cynical, always saying no, not doing anything. Because I also understand that if they are like that, you can't really progress the story all that much. But even still, it's like, at least give them some kind of like awareness and I guess for lack of better words, intelligence of their situations and what's going on around them. Because it's like, you really can't be that oblivious. You can't. There's no way you can be that oblivious to everything going on. I have to go pick up. Oh my god. That's what it feels like, I swear. What else was I gonna say? Oh, dang it. Hold on. I had a thought. Oh no, it left my head. No, you distracted me. Hold on. Maybe I can go back into the VOD and see what I was talking about. Hopefully remember. Oh no, I can't remember what it was. No. The thought, yeah, pretty much. So I was talking about not being that oblivious. Because I think... Oh god, I'm so sorry. I keep hitting my mic, god damn it. This is why I need a hanging mic, so I can stop hitting my mic. And it doesn't also pick up like the sounds of like if I'm like tapping on the desk or something. But I do think the kind of female main character that I'm like that I like, well, I won't say that I like, that I've literally been talking about how they're, you know, they have some awareness and whatnot. Because I did play it on stream before, Cinderella Phenomenon. I think I did all of the routes. I think I did. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did. And what was her name? Lucia? I know it started with Luc. Pretty sure it did. So I'll just call her Lou. And she was, you know, cold-hearted, mean. Well, I guess to others her bluntness and no nonsense kind of approach to things was considered mean. Well, then she did also say some mean things. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of all that, right? And then I guess the point of Cinderella Phenomenon was, you know, obviously get your chosen man, but also to watch Lou develop from this basically cold-hearted person to become somebody, you know, more empathetic and, you know, nicer to other people. And it's like, she didn't just immediately, like, completely change into, like, you know, the female MCs that I've been talking about, where they're completely oblivious, unaware of their situation, and just, you know, typical Mary Sue's. She still held on to some of that, you know, cynicism, the skepticism, the jadedness, that kind of stuff. And, like, that's what I liked about her, because she didn't just always blindly believe things. She did still sometimes, you know, blindly believe things, but she also thought about, you know, things like, is it really like this? Should it be like this? And, you know, she did things. She got things done herself. Well, I guess it also helped because, you know, she had some people with her that were, like, trying to push her along. But even still, like, if I had to sit there and be like, oh, who's the better character, Lou or the MC from Despair Drops? I keep forgetting what her name is, like what the default name is, but I'd pick Lou because I've genuinely had a better time reading her reactions, her thoughts, her opinions, and what have you, compared to the one in Despair Drops. And, like, obviously, her situation and everything about her, not exactly relatable. You know, I'm not saying the main character has to be relatable, has to be completely, like, grounded in reality and what have you. It's just make them feel like a person, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying, you know, there aren't very naive people out there in the world, but even they have a bit of common sense about them, you know? Just a bit. I'm sorry, I know, I went off on a tangent, rant, but it just really gets under my skin when MCs are written like this. Oh yeah, I was about to say, how did all this start? And then I remembered, oh yeah, because I was telling this girl right here to put 2 and 2 together, but she wasn't. Oh god. It's easier to connect with a character when they have at least a couple of brain cells. Yeah. And, like, I do understand that, you know, with some games, they want you to, like, self-insert as a person. I mean, self-insert as the main character. But no, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. And actually, speaking of Cinderella Phenomenon, it was made by an indie dev, not like a big corpo like the people who made Bustafellows, or like I think it was like Nippon something, and then this was like by P Cube. So yeah, like all these big corpos that usually pump out these kind of games, they're usually the ones who typically write the themes like this. The not a lot of brain cells up there kind of ones. Whereas like with indies, they tend to have a little bit more brain cells. Not all the time, but yeah. I'm just trying to think of like other otomes that I've played that were indie, but it's hard to think, because like like I said, I've played like so many both full games and demos, and then I also sometimes think of games but it's like BL and I'm like, that's not otome, so it's like a lot. Let me see if I can find one. And then you also have to remember that that some games are also like Amare, because Amare is basically you can be male, female, or non-binary. I mean, I guess, but that one's also I guess I could say Stand By Me, but then again, the full game isn't really out. And they got the whole thing where, like, the original person was someone different, and the person who got put into her body is, like, a complete opposite of her. Okay, I think I could also mention the Radiance, because you are only allowed to be a female. But then again, it also has that one girl that you can romance. So I don't know, would people really consider that otome? I adore a good flawed character. They are very hard to write properly without it feeling like a trope. I feel like that goes for like a lot of things, like, cause like some time ago, I know we're supposed to be playing the game, but at this point this is just like Yep Simulator about visual novels and whatever. But I was just chilling and I was thinking about, because I had saw I'm okay. Choked on saliva as usual. I had saw a Reddit post and they were talking about how is it under the, I think it is, Story of Seasons Trio of Towns, how it was like one of the best, well, in their opinion, one of the best games that they ever made. And I agree, because my god, I could like, well, I won't say I can go into a whole spiel about it, but essentially, yeah, I agree, because typically with like, I won't even just like say Harvest Moon / Story of Season games in general, but with plenty of games that are kind of like it, and even games that are, you know, something different, I don't always find myself liking every single character. But in Trio of Towns, I did. Like, even, because like, there's this one character, his name is Wayne, and he's literally the embodiment of the trope, stereotype, whatever you want to call it, that I don't like. And I say it many, many times, I'm not a fan of the playboy / flirty type of character, because it just really feels like insincere when they're like, oh, I like you, and only you, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about that one. But yeah, so he was that kind of person. Oh, that's what it was. So, Let me pull up pictures so you guys can see what the fuck I'm talking about. And then... I'm so sorry if my typing is so loud. So yeah, let me just pull up pictures real quick. Because they're like... basically... what's the word? Basically, they did something different. Compared to what, you know, we're used to, I suppose. Where's that window? Okay, so this is Wayne. Oh no, streamer dying live on stream, yeah. Happens every once in a while. So this is Wayne. So, obviously, you meet him, and basically you learn that he's very flirty. Like, literally almost everybody, in the town that he's in, for lack of better words, has a hard on for him. Like, even a married couple. the husband in the couple, he was like, if I wasn't married, I'd be with Wayne. And his wife said the same thing too. She was like, I mean, hey, if I was single, you know, might be with Wayne. But yeah, he's a very flirty and obviously attractive kind of person. And I was like, oh, he's probably gonna be that annoying guy. But no, he... like, I don't know what it was that they did with him, but they just made him, like, so likable. Like, I compared him basically to Baxter from Our Life, Beginnings and Always, because I thought he as well was going to be, you know, the typical annoying, flirty playboy kind of character, but he was so polite. He was very nice, and that's exactly what Wayne is. And so this is what I like, you know, when people are able to take typical tropes and make them into something pleasant. Because, like, so many people often just take the trope or a stereotype and that's all they do with it. And so that the fact that they were able to take, you know, the typical trope of a flirty character, but making them very polite and kind and actually, what's the word? But basically, like, they're consciously aware of people's emotions. It's like, oh, that's so nice. Oh dear. They gave him the fuck voice. See, this is literally what I'm telling you. Like, if you just look at him, you think, oh, he's gonna be that kind of person. But he's not. Oh, this is also Baxter, by the way. Like, literally, he literally came out the car looking like this. And I was like, oh my god. No, don't make him into this kind of person. But no, he was very, very sweet, very polite. You know? And I was just like, oh my god. And basically, that's how you do tropes properly, otherwise it's just lazy writing. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you do it, people. That's how you do it. And then continuing on what I was trying to say about Trio of Towns is that there's also another character. I keep forgetting because the two of them are twins. And I can't remember if she's... Is she Illica? Right? Okay, so I was right. She is Illica. Let me find like a good picture of her though. This will have to do. Yeah, this will have to do. So Illica, she's one of the twins. And her twin's name is Silica. Oh, what is it? It's right there. Yeah, Silica. And so, you know, they're the typical twin duo. One's very calm, quiet, and the other one's, you know, outgoing and loud. She's the outgoing and loud one. And she's also kind of, well, is it really kind of? But essentially, she is the tsundere kind of character. But as I was saying, I like everybody in Trio of Towns, because tsunderes are also one of my least favorite character tropes. But they wrote her in a way that didn't make it annoying, you know? Like, they made it entertaining. And just be like, oh, what is she gonna say now to try to, you know, get out of, you know, admitting her true feelings, you know? But yeah, it's like, even though they typically, well, not typically, they fell into like the typical trope of being, you know, the opposite twins, they made their, not only just their interactions, but just them as characters interesting enough that it didn't feel like, as you put it, lazy writing. That they actually put thought into these characters. Which is why I just love Trio of Towns so much. And just really hope that if they ever remake it, they don't butcher it. So yeah, you know, there are ways to, you know, write characters. And not make it, as you put it, lazy. But, as usual, people only want to make a quick buck off of people. And not actually give a damn about what they're creating. Sorry. So I guess, you know, I guess it's time to end the tangent. How long have I been going off about this, though? What has it been, like 20 minutes? 10? I don't know. So basically, my point is, to all you out there aspiring to make visual novels and what have you, put love, care, and effort into your writing of characters. Don't just throw in a trope and call it a day. Like, do something different with it. You know? Like Wayne and Baxter are perfectly good examples of still making them the flirty kind of person that you want, but also making them, you know, different. So yeah, just do that, please. You know what? I think we can end it here. I think we can end it here. I expended the last of my energy on, oh god. Fuck. Where is it again? Oh shit. Okay. Over one, down. There we go. This is load. Oh my god. It is load. So yeah. I think I'll just end it here. Because I only did intend to like stream this for like 2 hours. Oh, what time is it? Fuck, I don't have my watch. Because I also did want to do a little bit more stuff for Neverness to Everness. The CBT is ending soon. In like 8 days. So I want to try and find all that I can before it's over. So thank you guys for hanging out today. I know it was a very, very short stream. Trust me, if I had done Legend of Heroes, it had been like fucking 5 hours. I'd be like, oh shit, I need to get ready. So I will send you guys to Dawn. Surprisingly, he is streaming early. If he has a day off today. Because he doesn't usually stream at this time. So I will send you guys to Dawn, and I will see you guys Right. Because this happened last night. I don't think I'll be able to stream Saturday. Because literally every time we like literally go over to go like hang out, we literally don't get home till like nearly 10 p.m. So I'm going to assume that is also going to happen Saturday. So unfortunately, we won't be able to spend Valentine's Day together on stream. I'm sorry, guys. But, you know, family will always be family. But I'll let you guys know either tonight or tomorrow what I'll be playing tomorrow, if I remember. And yes, as you guys saw, I said we were going to play Legend of Heroes today, but then I remembered, oh yeah, gotta do that. Anyway, so I'll just let you guys know. Bye, have fun with Dawn!